Alright, welcome back to F1 2020 Career Mode. This is episode number 3 for the third round here in Hanoi for the Vietnam Grand Prix. This is of course going to be the first time that we are going to tackle this circuit in Career Mode. I have done a little bit of driving around here in Grand Prix mode on the release day of this game. But yeah, being a new addition to the F1 calendar in the game, of course not in real life. But yeah, this is going to be my first proper race around this circuit. But yeah, in practice I was really struggling because I was just not familiar with the circuit, and you know, I was only able to complete the track acclimatization because I did have a delta to stick to, and even in the track acclimatization it took me quite a few laps to actually complete it. So I got last in practice 1. This is now in practice 2. I was really actually spending quite a lot of time to try and just um, get done some practice programs and at least get a little bit of data. But I just wasn't. I was just too slow. In every single program, whether it was the tire wear test or fuel saving or race strategy or qualifying strategy or whatever, qualifying pace rather, I just couldn't get the target times, and I got last in practice 2 as well. But I had closed the gap a little bit to the rest of the field. It's only a couple tenths away from um, penultimate last, second to last. Got last again in practice 3, so I was last in all 3 practice sessions. And heading into qualifying, yeah, I wasn't really liking my chances, and it probably won't come as a big surprise that I was really struggling in this session as well. So yeah, I was already expecting that I was probably going to be last in qualifying as well, since usually the AI actually sandbag a bit in practice. So it won't surprise you that we got 22nd in qualifying that last. So that was not an ideal way to start the weekend, but let's head into the race now.
Welkom in de Vietnamese hoofdstad Hanoi, een levendige stad aan de oevers van de prachtige Rode Rivier. Vandaag is de stad het decor voor de laatste ronde van het Formule 1 Wereldkampioenschap. Met een circuit dat speciaal is ontworpen om inhalen aan te moedigen, denk ik dat we vandaag een spannende race gaan krijgen. Het is een circuit dat het unieke ontwerp van een traditioneel racecircuit combineert met de strakke, nauwe indeling van een stratencircuit. 23 bochten en een totale afstand van 5,5 kilometer. Kijk vooral uit naar inhaalacties in de remzone bij bocht 11. Ik vroeg me af, Bas van Damme, gaan we vandaag vanuit het middenveld wat vroege pitstops meemaken, waarmee de druk wordt opgevoerd en de boel in de war wordt gestopt voor de leiders vooraan?
Als je in een groep rijdt, moet je toch altijd je eigen race rijden. Dus ik geloof niet dat ze vooraan problemen willen gaan veroorzaken. Als je meer vooraan rijdt, dan zou je zomaar eens wat splitstrategieën kunnen tegenkomen. Als je bijvoorbeeld tweede of derde rijdt en je auto inbrengt om de rest in de weg te zitten, terwijl de ander langer doorrijdt, dan legt dit een enorme druk op de leider en worden er eerder fouten gemaakt.
Nu de race over enkele minuten start, willen we weten hoe het er beneden uitziet. Valtteri Bottas start vanaf pole position, met Charles Leclerc naast hem.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Jeff actually being pretty confident in myself. I am certainly not. Apologies for the quick transition into the race because I accidentally edited it a little bit too short, so I couldn't really finish my sentence. But anyway, race strategy is a 2-stop from 2 sets of softs to the mediums. But yeah, this is probably, like I said before, the worst start to a career mode weekend I've ever had. I mean, last in all 3 practice sessions and qualifying. I mean, I don't think I've ever been this slow in a career mode race. But let's just use the fact that this is a new circuit as an excuse. So, anyway, round 3 of the series. 5 lights are on, starting from 22nd place, 28 laps ahead of us here at the Hanoi circuit, and we're on the race. So, looking to make a decent start, and well, most important of all, keep our nose clean and don't get any damage. We get a little bit close to the back of our teammate there into turn 1. We actually try to go on the outside, which turns to the inside for turn 2, of course. It's pretty long right-hander up the inside there of Antonio Barber. We actually make contact and we damage the left-hand side of our front wing. We actually understeer to the wall on the right as well. And we chip off the other part of our wing as well. So that has been a great start. Bit of contact there with George Russell. And we are already falling through the field as we break into turn 4. I completely misjudged the braking point. I think the AI were braking a little bit early into there as well, but I was way too late as well. And yeah, that's been a pretty uh, dangerous start to this race, let's say. We've already lost our entire front wing, and there has been called out a safety car, which actually comes in pretty handy considering I don't have a wing left. So we are gonna pit at the end of the lap, of course. I also picked up two stop-go penalties. So we're gonna take the first of those in our first pit stop here, and we're also obviously gonna change the front wing. There is somebody else behind us as well coming into the pits. That is George Russell, and I don't know where Pierre Gasly has gone, but anyway, he is probably somewhere behind us as well because he seems to be still in the race. Yeah, 5 second stop go penalty. We're serving it right now. We're going to change the tires and the wing. This is going to be a very long pit stop. And unfortunately, we haven't got rid of all of our penalties yet because there is another 5 second stop go penalty, which we still need to serve. And we're going to do that on the next lap because, yeah, the safety car is out anyway. So may as well just get those two penalties out of the way straight away. We aren't in last somehow because George Russell was still behind us. So we're gonna serve the second penalty right now, and we're gonna change back to, I believe, the medium tires. Yes, we are. Okay, so this strategy would probably allow us to go to the end now with a one stop in terms of green flag racing. Um, so yeah, we're in last. Luckily, of course, we did lose a lot of time, but we did manage to catch back up with the safety car queue. So in that regard, we hadn't really lost anything apart from a couple of positions. But yeah, we're gonna get ready for the restart once again here on lap 4 behind George Russell and Pierre Gasly, who is quite a long way down. Still everyone in this race, luckily, and the green flag has been showed, and the race is back on the way here at the start of lap 5. So I reckon we are probably a little bit quicker than the two Williams cars, maybe, as long as we can stay on the track. Even though we were last in qualifying and practice, I think in terms of race pace, you know, our car should be slightly quicker than Williams. So skipping a little bit further into lap 5 now, we are being held up a little bit here by the two Williams cars, Nicolas Latifi and George Russell. So I'm gonna be looking to find a way through at some point. Now on lap 6, breaking down into this roundabout kind of corner. We take a bit of a tighter line here, and we try to get past George Russell on the inside. Bit of contact there. We leave a bit of space on the inside, but George just has so much more drive out of that corner with that Mercedes power unit, and yeah, didn't really have a chance there to stay alongside him. Also, George picking up the DRS. Now he is attacking his teammate Latifi as he tries to go on the outside, which now turns to the inside here for this roundabout corner. We try to capitalize on it and get past both of them up into P20, and a little bit of oversteer there on the exit as well. That's us up two places, but we've now got two Williams is behind us, who are pretty quick in a straight line, and they're gonna pick up the DRS right about now. So George Russell is attacking us again up the inside into this hairpin. We try taking it on the outside, we have to leave a little bit of space, bit of wheel banging there, bit of a slide on the exit as well. Don't think we have picked up any damage, and we haven't, so we're still on the inside here for this corner. I thought it was clear, I wasn't. I tagged George Russell there because I moved over to the left, and we've got another Williams there up there inside. Now it's all being pretty messy at this point. We've actually picked up a little bit of damage now, which I'm not sure how that happened, but somehow we have chipped off the right of our front wing, even though I didn't really see any contact there. So George Russell actually peels off into the pit lane, so he probably damaged his nose as well. We completely overshot this corner, and that's Latifi now through for P21. George Russell now pits, so that's P21 for us. And yeah, pretty unlucky that we picked up that damage. Now we are going to try to stick with Latifi here, but I don't think he does have any damage, so it's going to be difficult to stick with him. We are sticking with him here on the straight because I've got DRS, and the straight is really long. So that's the only, the only reason why I'm able to keep up with him. This is going to be interesting with league racing, by the way, as there is yellow flags in front of us. We see a couple of wings flying there, and Pierre Gasly is out of the race. Not sure how that happened, as we have a bit of slide there on the exit of the hairpin. So that's up into P20 now. George Russell has put on the soft tires, so he's going to be closing up rapidly. He is 20 seconds behind though. But you know, I'm actually really interested to see how league racing is going to be here, especially in SRL. because I feel like even though if you are a little bit slower, you can probably actually stick with someone who's a little bit quicker than you, purely because of the long straight, just like in Monza actually. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. Also in qualifying, lap 11 out, George Russell's already caught up. I think I made quite a few mistakes as well, and we're now trying to defend this 20th position for all that is for all it is worth, because we are miles off a points paying position anyway. Yeah, my sentences were really on point there. George Russell gets past us, and we are going to be looking to maybe getting back into the hairpin potentially. We do have the DRS on the straight now. In the slipstream, we're going to go to the outside, but we can't really brake later than him. I think I even braked a little bit early to avoid hitting him, as I get a lot of oversteer there, and yeah, that's just lovely, isn't it? We lost our wing again for the second time in this race. And now this is really going downhill because I was already in last. But at least I was battling someone for position. Now we are just miles off even getting second to last. So we really need to hope for another safety car, basically. And yeah, lap 16 now for for the rest of this race. I was just, I was already getting lapped at this point. We've got a teammate Antonio Bear in front of us, and I was just, you know, I was just driving around because I didn't want to give up, and I kind of just wanted to, I don't know, maybe get some data and build up a bit of experience around this track. And also, I was just battling some of the lap cars a little bit. We have put on a set of softs, so that's gonna help us to drive some, to drive a little bit quicker and get some slightly more competitive times, even though we're nowhere near anyone. Yeah, you can see on the top left, it's about 1.5 minutes to Nicolas Latifi. Not sure where George Russell is, but he's currently in the pits. But I was actually closing up a little bit on Antonio Bear here, which is very logical because I was on fresher and softer tires, so that's the only reason why we are a little bit quicker. But let's just maybe make a bit of a battle out of this, because why not? Let's just at least have a little bit of fun in this race, because let's be honest, it's not the most enjoyable race that I've ever participated in, let's say. Yeah, maybe we can we can line up something here into this corner. This is actually a pretty nice overtaking opportunity if you can just take a tighter line. We got the inside there of Hubert, even though it doesn't matter because we are about a lap or two behind him. We are letting past Kevin Magnussen on the start of lap 20. And we're gonna try to maybe get him back here to this corner. I was sometimes letting through a couple of cars to avoid picking up penalties, as Lando Norris is out of the session, which brings out a virtual safety car, which is interesting. That's gonna promote us up one position, up into P20. Down to lap 21. Yeah, got a 5-second penalty again for not being the blue flags. I think that actually happened to me quite a few times in the race because it just really didn't really care about the blue flags. On to lap 21, still a bit of a slide once again out of the hairpin. I think we are following Kevin Magnussen, aren't we? No, it's Roman Grosjean actually. And yeah, you can see I'm putting in some green sector times. I'm just doing some time attacks, I guess. This time I actually pick up a drive-through penalty, which is lovely. I'm gonna have to serve that before the end of the race as well. I'm gonna be so far back because I think I've made about 6 pit stops. I've served about 3 drive-through penalties. I've replaced my wing a couple of times, and yeah, it's just an absolute disaster for race. I'm gonna actually say that this is probably my worst career mode race I've ever done. Yeah, final lap now for us, even though it's lap 26. Charles Leclerc actually wins the race, and we're gonna come through the final corner now and pick up our best result of the season, actually, in 19th position as we crash, coming up to the start finish line. That was completely on purpose, just for good measure. And it's P19. So, yeah, like I said before, this is actually the best result of the season because we were a little bit lucky with some other drivers retiring. So, yeah, that's been it for round 3 of the season. Apologies for the result and for the bad driving because, yeah, this has really been a disappointing race to say the least. Hopefully we can do a little bit better in the next round, which is gonna be Shanghai. I want to say. I'm not even sure. I think it is. Or is it gonna be Bahrain? No, we had Bahrain the previous round. Bahrain is the next race in SRL. That's maybe why it was in my head. But anyway, I think it's gonna be China. So yeah. Once again, apologies for the bad display of driving in this race, but it's still very early days in this series, and hopefully the good results are gonna come later on in the season. I've already, if you have been following the live streams, I've already streamed and recorded the races up until Canada, so I've already done Baku, and I can promise you that the season will go a little bit better from this point onwards. Hopefully this was the lowest point in my career, because surely it can't go much worse than this. So we're gonna upgrade the car and hopefully improve. And also, I'm gonna be quicker in the circuits that I'm more familiar at, because to be honest, I don't like this track. So yeah, this is where I'm gonna leave it for episode 3 of this career mode. I hope you've slightly enjoyed this video nonetheless, despite the results. So yeah, that's been it for today. I'm gonna leave it here, and thanks for watching. See you in the next one.